Good morning and welcome to the Moopsyverse, where Chris and I are discussing the advantages of living a life based on coffee and
I
dogs.
don't know. I don't know advantages of living off coffee because I don't drink that.
Actually, I'm very good. I don't drink a ton of coffee. I have my 2 cups in the morning, and that second one is
Mm,
done before we go off the air, and that's it. I don't generally drink any more coffee during the day. But
right.
good morning is fun. And yes, I owe you a letter, so I apologize. I will get that to you. I did get your message. Um, Yesterday was a little crazy, but that's done with. I hope one more thing to do, which I will do today, and hopefully my existence on this planet will be justified and validated through the American federal government, so I can go take airplane trips again. A couple of years ago, they implemented something called Real ID, or I don't know, it's got another name, which you need to take flights. And all the states adopted it, except the state I was living in, and maybe one other. And it has been a nightmare getting everything figured out. If if they had embraced it back at the beginning, this would all be done. And now it's like late, and the government's like, "Hey, that's no problem, but you have to do this." Most of which got resolved yesterday. And I was at a court hearing to get the last part done. And I said, "Oh, do I need to do that too?" And she said, "Well, you don't have to, but it'll make your life a lot easier if you do this. So one more step."
Famous last words.
Yeah, well, I will say it's nice coming from a judge going, "Yeah, you really should do this. It won't hurt you. It'll make your life easier." Okay. But, hey, maybe this is the beginning of the end of that whole project. I have Tetryon damage in space, Terran ships in space, Undine ships in space. I got spacey things to do. Oh, permanent medical exemption from jury duty. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't imagine that would have been easy for you. Last time I got called for jury duty. No, the first time I got called for jury duty. So what happens with jury duty in the states, or at least in Illinois, and I assume it's similar, is you go in as a jury panel, and after they swear you in, they bring you up, and one by one they ask you questions about why you should or should not be on the jury. And I had the fun part of going, no, I think it'd be really good because I worked with my boss, who's a prosecuting attorney here in the county building for the last 7 years. Oh! Apparently that's not a good reason to be on the jury. And they haven't called me here in Indiana because I don't legally live in Indiana yet, even though I own a house here. Go figure. That's fine. You know what? I can live without having to do jury duty again.
I still think jury system is kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, but it comes out of old English history of being tried by a jury of your peers versus being tried by a judge. Now, bear in mind, in most cases, you can.
Jury can be so easily swayed and
Well,
manipulated.
right, they can be, and that's why you have the option of having the judge hear your case.
But if the judge doesn't make the final call, what's the point of having a judge there at all?
The judge is the umpire. There are things a prosecuting attorney and a defending attorney can and cannot do. The judge makes all those decisions, and a lot of times it's a matter of, we want to admit this piece of evidence, and the judge says, no, that's hearsay, or that was illegally obtained, or you absolutely can do that. And that's totally on him or her to say what is going to happen, what's not going to happen. And if he makes the wrong call, the case can always be appealed, but if the idea is to make it fair, but he is not deciding the case, unless, of course, he's going to be a bench judge where he is going to decide the case and still kind of arbitrate. But they're supposed to try and be fair. The disadvantage of a jury is they can be swayed by a passionate attorney, not always in a good way. but more often than not, because we're Americans, you've got somebody who's going to be contrary and go, I'm not going to listen to that. So it does tend to equalize out.
I mean,
Um,
that's the thing. Like, those are people, and they can be emotional about what's going on, and they might have some past, I don't know, preconceptions about
hmm,
certain issues, and
yeah,
that
and they get to
that
interview them.
becomes so impartial.
Well, you get to interview them before you decide if they're going to be on the panel. I mean, it's not just 12 people
Sometimes
pulled
not
at.
everything comes out.
No, that's true, but they'll go for questions they think are important. The whole process, I think, is called voir dire, and it's a process. It can take days. They may have a panel of 200 potential jurors with another 1,000 backups available to be brought in, and on big cases, there have been a couple of really big cases lately where it might take 3 or 4 days to go through it. So let me read Spawn stuff. They asked me questions last time, and I basically told them I'm not physically stable enough. So they were like, "Alrighty then, we don't need you," which, to be fair, is the truth. Yeah, I get that. I can understand that. I have
You
met
can be
Spawn.
called up and you have to do it, or what?
Pardon?
You can be called up to be on jury and you have to do it, or
You
how does
can
it
be
work?
called up to be on the jury. So first thing is you get a letter in the mail. Again, I'm just going to go through the Illinois version because I bet everybody's different. You get a little letter in the mail that says you are called to be on a jury panel on this date at this location.
I don't want to be.
Well, that's not an option. But first off, at least.
What?
Oh, hold on. Listen. First off, you could say, "Hey, I can't be there because I no longer, my health isn't good enough or whatever." But you can appeal for medical reasons. My husband was going through chemo the last time he was called up, for example. And they said, "Okie dokie." And mine was I had legally changed addresses to be residing in a different county. So I said, "Hey, I don't live in this county anymore. I can't be on this county's panel." But generally, most people will go in and the judge will say, "Is there a reason you cannot be on this panel?" And I'm a single mom. I have to be home at 3 o'clock every day to pick up my kids. I can't afford to have somebody else. Okay, no problem. I don't want to be on it is not necessarily a good excuse. But a
Well,
lot of times it's hey, I have strong beliefs in this case because I've read about it on the internet. And that almost always gets you out of that because they don't want people coming in with strong opinions on a case. As Vaughn says, it works about that way in California. But a lot of people actually want to be on a jury. Some people
wait,
want.
you're just a law-abiding citizen. You've never volunteered for anything, and you can be just called up to be on a jury?
Yeah, absolutely. It's based on your.
Like conscription?
Well, you're paid for it, so. But yeah. So a jury
Uh,
could run
uh,
anything from 1 day to much longer than that. And when it's a long jury, that comes into play too. So let's say you're doing the Karen Reed case, which came up recently. The case lasted 8 weeks. So they had the panel of jurors who were told in advance, this is how long this is going to be. If you've got a reason you cannot do this, let us know. Again, comes back to the I'm a single parent.
land of the free, huh?
Well,
Uh,
yeah, there's ways around it, Chris. But like I said, a lot of people firmly believe in this, and they are more than willing to do jury duty. And there's ways to get out of it if you strongly don't want to do it.
but like, I don't know. To me, it was always like. I mean, I never understood it because I have no way of knowing how it works. But my understanding was that people volunteer for jury
No,
duty. But
absolutely
the
not.
fact that you can be conscripted to it, like, is
You
oh
actually
my god, that
can't
opens.
volunteer for jury duty, at least not in Illinois, because they don't want people who want to do this being up there.
Well, but that's not gonna help them. They're gonna have people that don't want to do this, and they can't just say, "Oh, I don't want to do this."
It depends on the judge. It really depends on the
But that's
judge.
the thing. It depends on the judge.
Hmm.
You really can't just say no and don't ever call again.
Well,
I
you
don't
can't.
want to
No,
participate in that system.
but no, that's not.
That's
That's
kind of
not an
unfair. I
option.
don't want to. I wouldn't want to be part of that. Like God, like
And
judging. No.
yeah, a lot
So
of people
oh
don't want
no.
to be part of it.
So many can of worms opened.
Right. Capital case is a great example. That's one where death penalty is a possibility. A lot of people, or some people, will say, "I cannot do this because I cannot have somebody's death potentially on my conscience." So they tell the judge that, and that actually can be a legitimate excuse. Other people will say oh no, I am ready to throw somebody in prison for life. They're probably not going to be
Well,
on the
that's,
jury either. And
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
good morning, Chosen.
Still.
And as S. Vaughn says, no, you cannot just outright skip, not show up. If you don't even show up, they'll issue a warrant for your arrest. Probably, yes, not for sure. Now the thing is, once you've
But,
served on a jury, you are exempt for the rest of your life. And that can be you go. The one time I was on a
no.
jury, went in there, got impaneled. They sat us down. They said, this is going to be half a day at most. We'll be in and out of here. This is a fast one. Got in there. They impaneled the jury. They swore us in. They did all that stuff. The prosecutor and the attorney went to the defending attorney went to one side. They talked for a little bit with the judge. And they came back and said, we've agreed on a plea deal. You're dismissed. And that was it. And I was then out of jury duty for the rest of my life in Illinois.
Ooh, I have so many issues with that idea. I mean, it's your country. I'm not gonna judge, but goodness gracious.
Yep. It's old school, and as I said, you have the option. Let's see. In most cases, you can request a jury trial. And I think in most cases, you can request a bench trial. Some cases, you can't request a jury trial, like a traffic accident. I'll take that back. A traffic citation. Not every state lets you have a jury trial for that one because it's expensive. It's really expensive to do that. It takes time. It takes a lot of money. And generally you need to have a lawyer. More money. Little things you can go in there and do it in small claims court, stuff like that. Criminal cases, not always worth it to get a jury. Let's see. Chosen says, still never got my 330 mine coins I redeemed for Minecraft, which was nearly a week ago. I don't know anything about Minecraft.
Neither
I have
do I.
no idea if that's normal. It's bad enough I now play 2 games. I should not be playing 2 games. I should only play 1 game.
I mean, you should.
I mean, should
You're
I?
enjoying both of them. Why are you saying I should not do
It's like
this?
heroin. Ooh, I've got a new addiction to play too.
I don't know. I'm no longer addicted to games. I could not play them a whole weekend. I'm not feeling like I'm drawn away from them. I do, but it's mostly because I have nothing better to do. It's not like because I'm addicted to it.
That's going to change.
Well, yeah.
For a limited time only, I will be
Yes, it's
awarding
going to.
bonus
Evening.
favors to anyone who comes
By the way, if
to
anybody
locate
is in the
several
flaming targs
artifacts.
of Grethor fleet, I'm loading up some projects here. And Lexers will probably go, don't load up projects, I've got a plan. Which he probably does, because he's very organized that way. But it's too late. I'm putting them in because I wanted to burn some marks. No, we don't want that. Let's put that in there. And let's see what else we got. Let's put that in there. What is my upgrade that's available? Oh, we have got so much stuff here. There. All right. I have put in some projects, people. Wow. Frost was giving me some grief because I haven't been doing a lot with the fleet stuff lately, and he's 100% right. I haven't been. So my apologies, fleet mates. I will be a better fleet mom moving forward. Wow, there's a lot of projects here. And Starbase. What's an upgrade available? Oh, upgrade to Shipyard 3.
Lost, goodness me.
There we go. Lots of projects there. There we go. Whew. So it was supposed to rain last night and break this warm wave. It's not even a heat wave. It's just a warm wave. Let's see.
Today is a bit cooler, but I don't know.
It says
it was supposed to rain. There's supposed to be storms, and nothing came over. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, but that's what they were saying. My dogs are awake. It's supposed to rain in about an hour and a half, and I see the storm that's moving towards us, and it's going drip, drip, drip type weather, so May let the doggers wait till I get home from the gym today to take them for a walk. We shall see. Also, how does the Alliance version of my Odyssey look? I don't know. Did you put it in a picture someplace? Anyway, let me grab a Federation tune. I need Tetrion. I know who that is.
Just had touching damage on mine, and I just
I
did it, but
oh,
I just
fine.
had to.
Be that way. See
Well, I just have one weapon with Tetrion, and it's a torpedo, and it takes forever, and I chose the longest and most straining patrol to do it.
Let's see. All right, everybody. Chosen has posted a picture of his Alliance version of the Odyssey class, and it is in Data's gallery.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty nice. I'd love to see a side view of it.
Yeah, side view would be better, because this only shows the front of the saucer.
I mean, this part looks great, but yeah. If you want to take another picture from the side and post that, would be great. Esvon says, I like the gold on the Odyssey. Yeah, that is true. That gold looks nice. I'd really like to see that side view.
We need a golden vantage. We have a platinum. We have...
What about the Ferengi? Isn't the Ferengi vanity... Is there a Ferengi vanity shield? There's a Ferengi vanity shield.
Think so.
Say,
I think there
friend,
is.
There's a bunch of. How can I?
I thought there was. Thanks.
Greetings.
No, thank you, Hugh. I love you dearly, but let's do this. It's not that way. I hate when I have stupid things in my way. Walls. Things. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Oh, and I'm further that time. Okay, so it's that one. Where are we going? Tree? Probably not.
Get Chens and Ketty ships to destroy.
Oh, we could do Zinketi Front.
Yeah, we could.
This is the one part of the map. There's actually two parts on the artifact hunt that I don't like because you're in the trees and I get confused. Ah, no. That's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. Wrong button. Courtesy of classes being canceled, we are going to have a show tonight because I don't have to be anyplace. And we had so much fun last night. But courtesy of the frame rates dropping, I did not put that up on YouTube because it was all kind of all the way through it. Let's see. And the frame rate looks good today, so that was definitely something with good old Mr. Twitch. I gather Twitch was having problems last night.
You found it! Quickly, dig it up
Yay,
and
I
bring it back
found
to me at my
it.
camp. Well done. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
indeed. How
Thank you.
No, funny note, well, considering the name of the dog I'm going to have since today evening, they posted a
What's the
photo
dog's
of
name?
Hagrid.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me.
Yeah. And another thing is that they just posted a picture of Hagrid in the HBO TV series, and I'm like, well, that's a coincidence.
Just
I
look
haven't
like
seen
my
that
Hagrid
post.
at all. Chris, oh, you have accepted the invitation.
Yeah.
So Zinketi Front to start? That work for you?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Fine with that. Actually surprised I managed to resolve a couple of cases this morning.
Oh, good for you.
So far so good. Seems quiet and cozy.
Probably
Yeah, it's
looks
actually
better if
good
I can
timing.
put the
It's Wednesday
Tetrion build
evening
on
when
it.
it's gonna come in, so we'll take him for a walk.
Oh,
And just de-stress
Maybe.
and vent.
oh yeah. Get them all
Yeah.
cuddlied and homed and explain this is your new perma home and you never have to leave. And I will take care of you and cuddle you and love you and feed you.
Well,
Forever
first
and ever and ever.
not overcrowd him. If I know one thing about adopting a dog from a shelter, he wasn't technically in a shelter environment, but
Yeah.
still.
It'll
He,
take
he
him a
knew
while
damn
to.
well that he's not in his permanent. That
Well,
isn't how it's supposed to be, generally, so.
I watch a lot of videos on shelter dogs becoming home dogs and the high stress and changing environment. And then there's that first time they go to sleep, usually on their bed, and it's one of those. But my cousin's been fostering a dog who has had a terrible time making the adjustment. It's been months, and she's doing everything right. It's just the dog, one little setback sets the dog way back, and I feel so bad for her because she's doing everything she can to make that dog feel good and comfy.
Mm.
And, we are queued, but it may not go off because sometimes with the dance party rolling up, everybody wants to do the dance party, and then we go. We shall see. Who has joined us this morning?
Morning.
It's Ed. Good morning, Ed. How are you doing?
I'm alive.
Sometimes that's all we can hope for. Yes. It has been Adventure Month for many people.
You can say that again.
Not one we want to repeat. Thank you very much.
No.
Yeah, I get lots of messages when I'm not on the air, and it's like, oh my God, can things go worse for more people right now?
Right. Yeah, life be that way lately for a lot of people. I keep hearing stuff about others, and I'm like, what? Why? Why test us so much?
I know. What is going on? Is that because I don't know that this is going to go off in time here. Let's see, does this student have any eggs left? Yes. Do I have any projects in the way? Yes, I have things going on. Okay. Come on, send Kathy ships lunch. How goes the job hunting, Ed?
I'm still going at it.
Okay. I've noticed
Got
that
an
the job market here, there's more low-paying jobs available, but where a year ago, or more likely a year and a half, 2 years ago, working at the local gas station was base pay of $16.50. Now the base pay is under $13.50, so just minimum. I'm thinking, no wonder they can't get people there. And every time I stop in for something, they've got a new person. They can't keep anyone. The pay is just that awful.
my pay was 19,
Yeah, but
that location is horrible, and
yeah.
corporate doesn't have the back of their people, so they just basically constantly bring someone new in because
Sometimes it's easier.
I don't know how much you're standing with the IT stuff of things, but I've heard that my company's been doing some intakes. They're based in Chicago, but
Well, Chicago's a little different from Indy. By the way, there's a new picture up from Chosen. Very nice. The side view is
that looks pretty
definitely
nice,
shows
yeah.
it off better. As Fawn says, I blame Q for Adventure Month. So true. I don't know, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the heat.
Well, that's the thing. This is probably the coldest July I remember. Yeah, it had a couple of hot days, but there was just like a couple of them, and they were like in the bulk, and then they went away, and it's like not too hot, not too cold. It's kind of like it doesn't want to decide what it is. Like last week, I had a few
2
days
minutes
that
before
felt
the
like
dance
it was-
party, send Kathy front. We will?
Oh, of course, yeah, affirmative. Last week, I swear I had a day that felt like October more than July.
Well, this year isn't as bad as last year. Last year was really hot and very dry. This year we've had
Yeah,
some
same here.
rain almost every week, which has been not enough to refill our pond, by the way, Id, if you remember how low that got before you left.
Yeah.
But it's back there. It's maybe a foot lower than normal. But the fountain's broken, or the waterfall thing has been broken for about 8 weeks now, maybe longer. They fixed it for one day and it broke again. Now they're taking bids on getting it repaired because that's all coming out of the HOA money. So
You
they're
have a
trying.
fountain?
Sorry about that, Satalia, but yes, right before the dance party. As you enter the community, there are 3 like retaining pools, and because they are fairly still, they get mossy and overgrown and green very easily. So they have a waterfall at the entrance. Very nice. It's just kind of blub 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 waterfalls over it, but keeps it more aerated, so we don't have the same amount of moss and mold, and it doesn't get stinky.
Right, so it's not like it's within your garden or something. It's just
Well,
more
it's
like
in the house of a garden near us.
Okay.
Sorry, it's within the garden of a house near us. I didn't say that right. But as you drive in, it's like the first main street on the left. And all the homes that are around the retaining pool don't get to put fences up, so I don't have a house there. Pretty as it is, and nice as it is, and also more mosquito-y as it is, I need a fence. Goodness.
What?
Got a private message. More into the adventure month stuff.
Sounds like fun.
No more fun, thank you very much. Less fun.
Yeah.
But project.
Oh, I hear that.
Aside from hitting the gym today, if I can bend. After doing weightlifting on Monday, my back was so bad yesterday I could barely move. Today it's much better, so of course what am I going to do? Go back to the gym! I think I'm going to chat with the lovely lady and go, hey, maybe we could do like Tuesday, Friday, or Monday, Thursday, because this is... Monday, Wednesday isn't going to work for too long. I'm getting older. It takes longer to recover. I will tell you that. I've got my stuff in here. Oh gosh, I'm only at 180-some thousand damage.
Damaging to
Tetrion. Excuse me, 150 out of 500,000. I'm here for the pew-pew, not for anything else. I don't need those ships, I just need damage. There we go.
Now we're to puppers.
They are okay. Fifi has a cut on her head. It's a small cut, but she keeps scratching it, and so of course keeps bleeding. So I have blood on her, blood on me. She goes out, and it looks like she's been in a fight, but the actual cut is maybe a 1/4 inch. And then when it itches, she rubs her head on the couch, so now we've got red streaks on the couch. I love my dog. She's not the sharpest tack in the box. Loki's doing good, though. But we've been doing our walk at 8 a.m. or after the last show, just to avoid some of the heat. And they still about a mile into it. They're like, oh, we need to go home. No, we have another mile to go or else you'll be whining all night. Fine. There's a bomb for somebody. I'm not taking that bomb. Somebody else can have that bomb. Still haven't hit 500,000 damage. That is crazy.
Thanks forever then.
Doesn't usually take me that long, but I obviously have lower level stuff on the ship. Okay. I didn't think that was going to take this long.
Done it?
You? Oh, there it is. I got it. I have my 500,000 damage. Yay. It's interesting. When it's only the dreadnought, everybody else leaves.
Well, that means that all the bases are destroyed and there's no point in lingering.
Yeah, but they can still go for the starbase and ruin our chances of getting a optional on the elites. Or maybe they don't disappear on the elites. We don't have a really powerful team on this one, myself included.
Powerful? Meaning...
Clearly not a lot of DPS compared to those days when we just destroy everything in sight.
Knock it out of the park, yeah.
Now, where did the Dreadnought go? There it is. Come on, Mr. Dreadnought. Stop running away.
Oh, there it is.
Someone realized it was hitting the battleship. Well, that was a challenging start to the day.
I mean, it wasn't difficult, just like everyone else was like doing not much damage and...
Oh, I rest my case, yeah. What do I have left? Oh, and I have my ugly outfit on.
I found a preset for a reshade for Stowe. That's supposed to mimic the aesthetic of the latest shows, like between Discovery and Picard, kind of a little bit of more gritty and more saturated.
Oh,
That's quite nice.
I haven't been enjoying the new show's color schemes as much. Discovery and Picard tended to go with that very dark aesthetic, which was really unpleasant. Give me a sec here.
How is that ship? Miracle Worker Clump Ship. Oh, look at old Lexington getting himself the Clump Ship. That thing is huge. What the heck?
She said.
Har har. But yeah, that's what she said.
Good morning, Cliff. How are you?
Clump Ship is humongous. Like
The
I
Packlet
thought
clump
it's-
ship? Yeah, because they
Yeah.
just clump things onto it.
Get
That's
out there
clump
and
ship.
fly. You get out there and
I
fly.
like the visual options on it. You can actually like change so much stuff on that ship physically.
That makes
It's a
sense.
pretty neat thing. Yeah, it does, but it's pretty neat. I've got to say, I do like it. I mean, I don't have the ship, and I probably never will, because it's more gimmicky than anything. But
So
it's a
Talia,
nice thing that they've done that.
so Talia pointed out there is a key sale going on, so if you've got spares in and you want to buy some
Nope.
keys.
That'll give
No,
the
I don't get
dancers a
spirit
show.
money.
Yeah. Well, no, you have
I'm
you
so
have
below
important
the
things to
budget.
spend money on soon.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have money to spend on those. I'd like arrange for to have money, but that's okay.
Uh, I keep thinking I'll win the
Bounce
lottery
back next
soon.
week.
I did buy a lottery ticket.
Oh.
And who just joined
Hello?
us? Good morning, Taz. How are you?
Yes. Hey.
Howdy, howdy. As I was
Quiet
trying
as
to go to
always.
sleep last night, Taz sent me a message going, I just woke up. I'm like, I'm going to bed. And then Taz, I did go to sleep for
Circle the peak.
3 hours
That
after
should
that.
give you a great view of most of this island.
But I refused to
Oh,
get up
Jesus.
and go watch the game or do anything else because I knew, okay, I'll just never go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you go past that falling asleep moment where you really feel like you will fall asleep like a baby, and you just sit a bit longer, then it goes away, and for me at least, doesn't come back. I'm just like stuck without.
If I'm
sleep
up much
then.
later than 2 in the morning, then my brain goes into,
Bridges
oh,
are
just
actually
stay
a
up.
natural
And
feature.
then the
Yeah,
next day
No
becomes,
basically.
ugh.
geoengineering involved.
Not that I have anything I have to
Basically,
do
that's
today.
what happens.
All right. Cliff, do you want an invitation to the party? Ed, would you like an invitation?
No, I'm going to hang back.
Okay. Excuse me,
I
I've got
hope
the
you had a
hiccups.
fun flight. Get out there and fly.
I was watching a little YouTube thing about the puppy that had the hiccups and got mad at itself every time it hiccuped.
No. Poor little thing.
Probably
I don't
burst
think I
out with
ever
hiccups.
heard a dog hiccup. My dog never got hiccups.
I have never heard my dogs hiccup. I mean,
I
certainly it's
I have no doubt
possible.
that they can have hiccups, but still, I don't think I've ever run into one that does. Look at that.
Why
Someone
am
just
I-
came with
There you
a
are.
identical ship named identically, looking the same way, and I'm like, excuse me, I custom made this ship. Why does your ship look the same as mine?
What is their ship name? The USS Mirror Image?
No, the USS Zhenghai. I'm
Oh.
trying to mimic the Zhenghai from Picard. Season 1. That's probably the only good thing out of it. I like the ship design, I just hated that it was a clone ship that everyone... Every single ship that came up to 8 was like the same ship, copy and pasted.
The odds of that are so
Which is
slim unless you just take them straight out of the box. Cliff, what do you need? I need Terran ships and Undine ships, both of which are little ones, so I can do them later.
Especially up against that particular character who was entrenched in Federation brass. She would have known how many ships they had.
Yeah, she was hiding in plain sight as a Starfleet admiral, for crying out loud. Like, she
Commodore
should know.
O, yeah, it's like she would know you don't have that many of that number of that model ship.
Well, apparently they had, because she yielded. More like withdrew, but still.
Honestly, most of the time I don't trust Vulcan females.
No, you shouldn't.
But she was a Romulan, wasn't she?
That's why.
We're going to do Defense of Starbase 1. Does that work for everyone?
Sure,
Cliff needs discovery marks. I think that should work for us.
absolutely.
Okay.
Almost every time they introduce a Vulcan female, she somehow ends up being part Romulan.
Wee woo?
We were.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's not interesting anymore. Vulcan female appears. She's a Romulan spy in disguise. They should know that by now.
Spy in disguise. Her father's a Romulan, but she doesn't know it.
Well, usually the trope goes the same way. Either way, the end result is the same.
Yeah. I mean, we need to have one who's not a Romulan in disguise.
I mean,
Absolutely.
to Lynn.
We'll find out
That's
she's a
true.
Romulan in disguise, too. I mean, we just have
Right.
to wait long enough.
Well, that's gonna be hard because her show isn't running anymore.
Just
put
wait till Upper Decks.
Yep.
Oh. Think we're gonna have something like that?
Sorry, the children.
I can hope.
I think I closed the back door because the mosquitoes were having a field day on me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we are out of the queue. How interesting.
Did
Let's try that
someone
again.
bail? No, it's still there.
It's still there? Oh, it's there.
We did have a weeble, which is
Okay.
like I think someone just didn't click in and it's either loading up or trying to find someone.
Satali
quickly.
says the hex spawn don't like the idea of upper decks. Probably.
I mean, we already seen the upper decks with all the other shows. I don't know
True.
which-
We need middle decks. I don't know
Well,
what
there
that
we
would be. No, that'd be boring. Engineering?
Yet another day, another warp core breach simulation.
Listen up. The war.
Georgie rolling under the closing doors.
Fear and loathing in engineering? The cargo bay of love? There's some potentials here for stories.
I mean, if you go that way, oh my god, I still remember how cheesy and tacky were the storylines with Geordie being inept with women. Oh my god.
Yeah, you know, in
They
and of
wanted to
itself,
make
it's a
him
trope
relatable,
that's.
But,
Yeah.
but it
Here they
was such a
come.
trope that we were just like, I was rolling my eyes whenever I saw that the episode is going to be leaning that way. I'm like, oh my god, not again.
He can be fine with women.
Me, myself, and Leah Brom.
What were they thinking? And then
Weren't
the writers
thinking
kind of
of-
got fixated on Leah Brahm as his ultimate love. No. He needed to find himself a partner who had similar but not identical nerdy interests. So, you know, because he won't go in for the artistic type. Too much of a stretch in terms of personality types. So maybe a digital artist, that would kind of hit both of them. Nerd stuff there, arty stuff there. Might work. I know they say opposites attract, but they don't stick together for a long time.
There has to be some sort of similarity in the interest or something. You have to have something in common. Like, if you don't, then like, what makes you stay together? Like,
Yeah.
bed goes out of the window at a very short time, and what do you do next? You don't even have topics to talk about. Which is probably one of the biggest reasons why I was puzzled my whole life about my parents being together. It's like, if you correct completely,
Yeah.
they have nothing in common. Like, what even?
Well, yeah.
I always found it funny because my understanding of relationship is that, you know, you gotta have some common ground and some sort of basis.
It
Nothing
does work
there.
better that way. Chosen has posted a couple more pictures from a different game, and Satali says on the island of Dr. Moopsy, all the animal creatures would have extra bones. Yes, they would. They'd all be mutated creatures that Dr. Moopsy has created with lots and lots of extra bones so that Moopsy can continue to feed.
Boimler versus the
He sounds
volcano.
like
There's a break in incoming
Say again,
call
both of you?
signatures. We may have a short amount
Boimler,
of time before more
Boimler
arrive.
versus the volcano.
That's a story. That is a story to be written. I don't do a lot of
Reading some heavier ships in
Lower Decks fanfic, but that could exist. Frost sent me something to read through today, so I will be reading that. Maybe that will incentivize me to get out there and write again.
cover.
I have no excuses.
That's right. You don't.
I don't anymore. The whole court thing's done. The quilt is done. The house is painted. I could be working in the garden. I mean, I've got Ryza. That's another 2 weeks of fun on Ryza. I have to put together a plan for Texas. But that should take me all about 15 minutes. Trek Dune crossover. Where Picard goes into a parallel dimension, becomes Gurney Halleck. Is that what we're talking about?
Taylor is taking some fire. Please assist. An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
So Taz and I were discussing Dune movies versus Dune books, which I believe he told me he has not read the book.
Never read them either.
I would strongly encourage you to only read book 1, because it's really well written. Book 2 is okay-ish. After that, it's like, nope, 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 nope. Just not going there. It wasn't that good. Even Dune Messiah was, eh. Then we get to Children of Dune, eh.
Well, they're
The
making a
dogs
third
agree.
film out of the new ones, right?
Pardon?
Yes.
An evacuation ship
Right.
is launching.
The third film. I was sure I heard something about the third film. Is it still gonna be Denis Villeneuve or is someone else directing it?
Well, I think he's got that nailed down. If they switch directors, I don't know that it'd stay as well done.
Get into position to prepare for the next assault.
I don't agree with his interpretation, but I think it's solid and he knew where he was going with it.
You don't like his interpretation of Dune?
No, I don't dislike it at all. I just read the books differently, but you know, that's fine. He knew where he was going with it versus like J.J. Abrams, who doesn't know the genre that well. So when he did Star Wars and Star Trek, he did get the core of what was happening. And I think whatever his name is, Villeneuve, I don't know his last name, something like that. He had a really solid understanding of what was going on, and he chose, because you can't cover everything that's in the book. Even in the book, the focus is on the Harkonnens, the Bene Gesserit to some extent, and the Atreides. And the rest is just kind of left off in the periphery.
Evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
I'm noticing here in chat that Alex is having problems with the Delta recruits, or sorry, the Delta story arc being completed, but it's not being recognized on the Tesseract. Am I correct? That is a known problem.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a workaround for it? I think Board King finally got his to work. It took a while though, because I think it had something to do with his patrols, maybe?
Roosevelt to
No, Chosen, I haven't looked yet because we've been in this fight, and I'm going to go look when we're out of this battle. Which we are now.
Yeah,
There we
that
go.
was a fun one.
For now.
But again, this is SB1. It's usually a fine one.
We can keep up.
Yeah, SB1 is,
Goes
even on Elite,
swiftly and
SB1 isn't
painlessly.
difficult. Alright, everybody, over to Data's Gallery and take a look at the new images. Aw, that's so cute.
What's so cute? Let me see. Let me see. Oh,
That's adorable.
yeah, this is from the cars, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's still cute.
I've never
We
seen those films. I mean, I know them. I know about them. I just never came by watching them. Right, which ship will look interesting? Oh no, that's the wrong one. Gosh darn it! I have 2 Excelsiors and I always choose the wrong one. Where is it? Where is it?
Six more days and you'll have the event ship. Woo! I think I have 5 more days because I've not been trying to do the 20-hour on this. Oh, 4 more days. 4 more days!
It was a car-themed MMO. Oh my
Apparently.
God.
Oh, that's an old one.
I had no idea that they made an MMO out of this.
Welcome to Risa.
There's a Horgon hunt.
Welcome
Woo!
to Risa. Have you picked
Those
up?
windows look so much better. I need, one thing good out of kit bashing sometimes is the ability to like even get minor details like materials or like window styles that were not available to the ship prior.
Yep.
Like when they made the other Excelsior, the one from Lower Decks, the Obina, I think.
Mm-hmm.
When they added that one and it actually kit matches with the Excelsior 2, I was quite happy because the Obina comes with the Sovereign / Odyssey style of windows. And they look so much better than the ones that Excelsior comes defaultly with, the Excelsior 2. So I'm really happy about that because it's really... They just stand out nicely because they're blue rather than being completely white or yellow like they would be there by default. And I do like that.
No.
Plus, it's an Excelsior. These always look good.
Oops. Start this. Well.
Oh, this day at work can't end soon enough.
No,
So
they never
I'm kinda
can they?
nervous. I mean, today it's even worse.
Yeah, well, you have something good to look forward to,
Anxious.
so, I'm just kind of relieved I don't have anything to look forward to for a little bit. It's one of those
What do you
days where,
mean?
if this was the olden days and I had job and money, it'd be like, oh, I'll get a massage and a facial, as opposed to, I'll walk the doggers. That'll be nice and relaxing. I'll do it in the rain, so then I kind of feel like I've got a facial.
Yeah.
But I guess things are... The gym that I go to has a spa, and they've got a masseuse, and they have people who do facials. But they wound up closing Sundays and Mondays because, didn't have enough people, and I guess they kind of didn't have enough clients. Or people, I'm not sure which. All of a sudden, they've now opened up 2 extra days, and they've put everybody who works there on 100% commission. So I'm guessing they're hitting some financials too.
Oh, you did not.
What? Wrong one?
There's a publisher of like magazines and stuff.
Yeah.
That is I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's everywhere else, but I just saw an advertisement, and they are starting with a series of Star Trek stuff.
Oh!
And number one issue starts with the USS Titan, NCC 80102A, Picard, and the other one starts with the second one has Sagan. Third one has Farragut from Strange New World. The fourth one has Odyssey class from STO. Then we've got Ilios
Oh,
as well, planned for issue number 5. And I'm like, what? Don't make me mad. Gosh darn it.
would you folks be up for a quick Jupiter Eratus?
Sure.
Okay. Cue that up. This will be my last one for the morning. I'll attempt to take the doggars out before the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can spell Jupiter Eratus. It's spelled with an I. Oh,
Some of them are
Strange New
like
Worlds comes out
very-
tomorrow, and I have not gone into this prepped. Oops. Weeble?
Well, you had the time. We had a wee.
Oh yeah, I totally had the time. In fact, I had my son accidentally signed me up for BritBox, and I have not bothered to sit down and watch it. It's a 7-day free trial, and I love BritBox, but
Oh, some of them are actually size like 30 centimeters.
so Chosen has been talking about the Cars MMO. It existed around the time of Cars 2, but shut down before Cars 3 was a thing. So Tully BritBox may have Doctor Who, but much more importantly, they have Miss Fisher's Mysteries.
Whatever that is.
It is a murder mystery series set in Melbourne, Australia in the 1920s.
Melbourne.
Melbourne, yes, Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Um,
I can never, for the love of me, imitate the Australian name.
Yeah, I can't do it either. And the main character, I think she was in Game of Thrones, but she is a young woman who was born very poor, lost her sister to a serial type killer, goes off to the war, and winds up becoming the heir to the family inheritance. So she comes back to Australia, better educated than she was, somewhat upper class, but also being able to reach into the lower classes, and she becomes a private detective. Yes, Miss Fisher. Miss Fisher's Mysteries. Great thing. It ran 2 seasons, and they did a movie, but it hit during COVID. I think it was a crowdfunded movie. So I'm going to say there's like 20 episodes all told. Fun stuff. Oh, Satalia, I love Miss Fisher. Oh, yes. Yes, isn't she wonderful? I love Miss Fisher. So, you know the house that is her home in the show? It's actually a restaurant. So one of our fleet mates who lives there sent me their menu and all this stuff, and it's one of those. Yep, we are definitely going there when I come to visit next time. Last time I was in Melbourne, I was there for like 20 minutes because my other friend lives in Healesville, and so we spent time, doing stuff around where she lives. But we did spend one day in Melbourne, and we have a fleet mate who's also there, so who I owe a phone call to one of these days. Now that I'm finally home again. Who joined us? It's a Graz! How you doing, Graz?
Just woke up.
I wish I just woke up, but no. Nope. But aside from the gym, I don't have things I have to do today, because if it rains, then I can't possibly work in the yard. Yes. Yes. I guess I'm going to beta. I don't know that I want to read Miss Fisher's Modern Mysteries. I haven't watched it, but it's so hard to, find the same level of energy in a remake or an updated version. A lot of what made Miss Fisher interesting is because she's breaking down class, societal, and gender stereotypes that existed, though I guess Australia's a little different than here.
One person short, by the way. We have no one on camera.
Okay, well, I'm at beta. I don't have to stick here then. Yeah, we can put one at each and somebody can guard the base. Did you see it by any chance, Natalia? And is it worth watching?
Need to clear out the ship to Jupiter Station. Terrans have taken control of Projector Outpost. Projector Gamma is ours again.
Okay, I'm going over to Alpha to hang on. See what I can do here. So the Miss Fisher movie was actually released to theaters. I had tickets to go see it, and that I'm going to say would be April of 2020. And as you can imagine, the theater closed down just before it went in because they did the whole COVID thing. But you could have closed the day after you do the one-night showing. No can do.
Need to clear out the ship to Jupiter Station.
Sweetie, there's only 4 of us. You're going to have to be more patient than that. Well, if it's on BritBox and I get my act and gear in the next 2 days, I'll go watch it.
Bids are going to close and sell.
That was me. Well, as long as it's not an American show, I think we're fine. I can't see that the Americans would do it quite the same way that the Australians did it.
Terrans now control Projector Base.
Should have brought my bigger ship. That would have been better. Get Alpha restored. I'm heading over to Beta.
Rift's under control.
Yeah. Rift's got it.
Projector Gamma now.
So when Id was here, he used to watch more TV and shows than I did. Of course, I was working then. And I really haven't gotten back into the habit of watching TV.
Need to clear out the ship to Jupiter Station.
And for that matter, going to the movies.
Do you have lots of ads on your TV?
No, I don't. It's all through my Prime Video. I don't actually have regular television. So I've got Roku, and I've got Prime Video, and it depends on the show that I'm watching for Prime Video. Some of them I do ad-free, some of them I don't care. If I watched Frankie Drake, yes, I sure have watched Frankie Drake. Which I didn't like as much as I liked Miss Fisher. I thought Frankie Drake was a little bit more derivative.
Projector Outpost.
Though I did like her. Let's see, she was redheaded in the first season and then went blonde, or was it the other way around? But in that same feel is, oh God, what is it? It was called The Artful Detective, but it's got a real name. Murdoch Mysteries. Red then blonde, yeah. Murdoch Mysteries were really good. I don't know if it's still on. It was shown on a number of channels.
I love the Murdoch Mysteries.
Yeah. Is it still running?
hostiles on the station.
It was like in
They're breaching
season
our
87. I left Chicago.
There's season 19.
Yeah.
Is renewed May 1st.
Sweet. I'm gonna have to go catch up one of these days.
Projector Alpha is back under our control.
But they had really good characters. They weren't above killing off characters when necessary. They had some weird stuff. The original movie has Cole Meany in it? Really? I did not know that. I thought I'd seen them all.
We've taken control of Projector Beta.
I'm gonna get Beta up to speed here, and then I'll
We've
head
got hostiles on the station.
back over to
They're
Alpha.
breaching our systems. We locked down the projector.
There's
Now they're
movies?
ours for good.
Oh, says here Rolling Center portrayed Mark Twain.
In Murdoch
that,
Mysteries?
Yeah.
I remember there was a couple with Mark. I thought there was a couple with Mark Twain, but I didn't remember it was him. That
Are you
again.
kidding me with this? My ships make me
Oh, I'll have to put this up.
give up already.
There is one episode where Murdoch invents what's the early 20th century version of a Roomba. And it starts kind of chasing after everything, or looking like it's chasing after everything.
My ships make me invincible. Give up already.
All they needed was a cat to sit on top of it. Okay, now we can beat it up. Probably when the winter hits and I get going on the 2 unfinished quilts I've got, I'll be able to just camp out in front of the TV, quilt on my lap to stay warm, dog on top of the quilt, getting lots of dog hair in it.
The Enterprise is going for Projector Alpha.
Oh, totally,
Are you
Satalia.
kidding me with this? My ships make me invincible. Give up already. Are you kidding me with this? My ships make me invincible.
Tilly, shut up.
Give up already.
Now I remember why I turned the audio down in the game.
You mean you think they've decreased it, or you don't know how to decrease it on
No,
your own?
I turned down the audio and I turned it back up because I like the music on Ryza. Now I remember why I
You
turned it
can
down in
turn
the
off
first
the
place.
music.
I love the Ryza music, which isn't music. It's
That's right, it was
an audio
track.
track, but it's different because it's integral to the scene, but not part of this, where we've got the orchestral music. But I just want to shut Tilly up. Thank you.
Don't even try to catch me.
The Enterprise is
Oh,
near
you've got the
Projector Gamma.
trumbull. Nice. Sounds like somebody's snoring. I assume that's a fan or something.
I don't know, I do have some noise coming from outside the window.
Oh, okay, that could be it.
Invincible.
They're doing a...
Give up
Like,
already.
I thought that when they move away from my building, I'm gonna have peace and quiet.
No,
and,
no,
you know,
no,
I
no,
put
no.
hot water yesterday, so I was really happy that, you know, it might be some peace and tranquility will come over, but they were still making a lot of noise here. I just can't. Sometimes I think it might be seeping from my mic. really noise, but at least the evenings and afternoons are quiet. They're not doing this whole day like last week.
Yeah.
Because they were sitting until like, I think 7 p.m. and that drove me crazy.
Yeah.
Because I've got noise during the day, and you know, when I'm at work, it's kind of like had an inconvenience. Especially when I have to be on the phones, but when it comes to the afternoon and evening, when you know you're after work, you want to unwind, you want to have peace and quiet in your mind, and you don't because they're making this noise.
Don't
And like,
shoot across.
well, she's gonna appear again.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have enough damage to scare her off and make her go away.
Last apartment, not my townhouse, but my last apartment. I like the apartment, and the one beneath me seemed to be a short-term rental, so people were in there and out of there so fast.
Give up.
Yeah.
But I was working at home at that point because this is just as COVID was going out, and the guy below me decided it would be fine to crank the rock music all day long, which technically is okay. I mean, it's not a
Yeah, still
huge
that's
noise
nice.
violation. But I called the office and I'm like, I'm working from home. I can't do this. Can I find a different apartment? Because they were desperate for people to take apartments. And in many ways, it was a great apartment. The space was good. The location was good. I had everything I needed right there. And there was a big tree right in front of my porch. So you could not see into my apartment from any location. They actually designed it nicely, so most of the line of sight into the upstairs apartments was blocked.
You know what? I'm done.
Ah, she's done here.
Yay! Wow, that ran.
By the way, I've seen that only in the video game and in a couple of films, but Chicago does have like this train that runs above the surface.
Right, it's called the elevated tracks.
Man, how is that fun? Like that goes around buildings and stuff. How
Right.
do people function with that outside of the windows and stuff?
Actually, it's in the downtown area specifically. The circle that it defines is called the Loop, and that's why downtown is called the Loop. So it's basically business noise, and it doesn't interfere with too much
So it's
because
not around the residential areas.
no, it's not in the residential.
Okay.
There are trains that run out to the residential areas. Some of those are subways, some of those are just regular trains, and they're on a schedule. The noisiest one of the bunch, in my opinion, is the one that runs out to O'Hare, but it runs in the middle of the expressway, the Kennedy, out to the Northwest Tollway. So again, not a lot of residential noise. And on the west side, it runs runs in the middle of the Eisenhower. So again, you're in the middle of traffic. So that's not a lot of noise. Going to the south side, which is the electric, so you have to change from the trains that go through the center of town. You walk about a half a mile to the electric. That runs parallel to the lake, and that's mostly business and industrial. It goes directly underneath the convention center, so you can get off the train at the convention center. And I think the only place it's really close to residential is when you get to like 48th Street before you get down to the Museum of Science and Industry. And again, it's running once an hour during the daytime and then once every 2 hours after that. And that one I think stops at midnight or 2 a.m.
For a limited
But
time
the-
only, I will be awarding
The ambient
bonuses.
noise isn't that bad. Where it's really bad is if you're downtown during the working day and you're just walking from place to place. The noise can be a lot.
I mean, yeah, like
But-
American cities are probably like very overbearing and like
But it's
you feel small.
You do. It's Chicago's a big place. But the L's iconic, and because it's above the street,
Mhm.
it doesn't interfere with traffic. So all you do is walk up a staircase or take the elevator up, escalator up, jump on your train. It'll take you any place in the business district, or it'll hook you up to the connecting trains that go out to the suburbs. Or it'll take you down to the Amtrak station, or the Northwestern station, or Union Station, because there's 3 train stations downtown.
Yeah, like this is kind of an American thing. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I mean, maybe Berlin had that, but I don't know if they still do. I know that pre-war Berlin had that, but
Well, at one point,
it's just elevated track.
Chicago had 7 companies that ran trains from the suburbs into the city. The national train lines, which is now Amtrak, and then all the freight lines as well. And that's because it was such a hub for business and for freight. So they put in all of that, and then all of the regional trains consolidated into the Metra, which does the commuter to the city lines. And I don't know if the L is Metra. I think the L is the Metra too. So if you ever look at the train schedules downtown, it's like a bowl of spaghetti. There's so many trains down there. But it's actually makes it super convenient to get around.
I mean, no, I didn't mean it that way. It's just like, yeah, that must cause a lot of noise, because I have trams in the city. My city is probably one of the most heavy city in the country, well, with trams and like the tram network, because the city kind of spread widely, didn't grow up, because it just wasn't viable. The oldest infrastructure and architecture that is it's still pre-war, kind of.
Say,
like the city
Fred,
center,
There's a bunch of
the
how can
downtown
I-
as you'd call it, the city center is kind of like the oldest district, because that's where the city grew out from, outwards.
Mm-hmm.
And because we had no demolitions here, there was no bombing here during the Second World War, not much has changed. A lot of buildings are still standing, a lot of them are still residential. Business buildings, if they ever build up, they just like, they are like a patchwork. They sometimes are introduced in between the old building, but they still kind of fit into the old pre-war street size and orientation. So we still have a lot of trams, because that's the most efficient public transport we can have,
You
considering
found it.
everything,
Quickly,
that's
dig it
how
up and
narrow
bring
the
it back
streets
to me
are
at
and
my
everything
camp.
like that.
And I think that's part of the reason they elevated the train tracks, is that allowed the buses to run on the streets. And we still have a full bus system on top of everything
Well
else.
done. Well,
Yeah, and
how
we do
can I-
have that too. So we have like buses and trams running at
Yep.
the same time in the city,
Yep.
and they overlap and they intersect, and sometimes they will have common stops. So like you can just pop out of a bus and
Yep,
hop
that's
onto a tram.
exactly the
immediately,
same
but-
with Chicago. You just have to go up to hit the trains in the loop.
Yeah.
Outside of the loop,
You
the trains are either underground or street level.
We used to have underground street crossings, so you don't have to walk on the surface.
We
But
did too.
they
That's-
built a big, huge tunnel a few years back in like through the middle of the city. So like it takes you from west to east and
Mhm.
vice versa. So it's like a kind of like an underground highway, but it's not very long, and it just complicated this stuff. But still, like I know that trams are causing a lot of noise for people who live like near them, like the rattling and the
Yeah, it's the rattling that really is the
Tracks.
noisiest part of the whole bunch.
yeah, and you could feel that. I remember I was at someone's apartment who was just like having them outside of the window, and like you could feel the rumbling on the floors. I'm like, how could he function with that?
I had a friend
And
who
that's when it's on the street level.
I had a friend who got a apartment next to the train tracks. Next to the train tracks. And about a week into it, she's like, the noise is really bad. I'm like, but you knew there was a train track right there.
Yeah.
And she stayed there for 7 years.
Oh my God,
And,
that's
you know,
that's
I-
dedication.
Yeah,
to
I think
that
the
place.
pain of moving was more than the annoyance by having trains. Where I lived before, the trains were 2 miles away in the city or a mile away in the country, but it was far enough away so what you'd hear is like 2 in the morning, you would hear the train as it's approaching and it would have to sound its horn. It'd be this nice mournful wail at like 2 in the morning, and kind of in the background, cha-chunk, 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 cha-chunk. It's actually very soothing.
I'd like to listen to the train. Unfortunately, I do have a train line near me, and I used to hear it, but they changed the track technology, I think, a few years back. They changed everything, and now you only hear when they do the honk, the thing, the notification that's going through, but you don't hear the humming thing. So like, you don't hear that anymore at all. And that's kind of disappointing, because I used to like. The train isn't like the busy line, but you could hear it like in the night.
Yeah.
And it was the coziest thing, because
It
my
is.
neighborhood gets really quiet
It
during the
is.
nighttime. It's not a
super
busy
soothing.
part of the city, so you could actually hear it even from afar. Even at my parents' place, which is a little bit further inwards away from the train tracks, you could still hear it a little bit. And now that's completely gone. They changed the tracks to some sort of tech that, I mean, it helps people who live very nearby the
Yeah.
train tracks. It's no longer noisy for them, but it kind of lost its charm. So now I
there
never
is a
notice when the tram is coming.
freight line 3-4 miles from here, and it's not used very often. But every
Yeah.
now and then you'll hear it in the background. What's interesting is my old office, when it was first built, they would have freight deliveries by train right up to the side docks. We had like 6 docks on the side, and the freight lines ran up there. And my company doesn't use that, so they allowed that to go into disrepair, and they put a stop up at the building behind ours. But that would still get freight trains in daily.
You're passing by, right?
Well, no. Imagine that it stopped at my building. That was the end of the line. But so now it
Okay.
stops at the building behind them. So what would happen is the freight train goes wherever close by, and they separate off the cars that they need to go to each location, and they use what's called a pony engine to move them over there, and they leave them there for however long, day, week, month, while it gets unloaded and reloaded. And then another engine will come by, pick it up, and take it back to wherever it's going from there. So, every couple of days you'd hear the engine come up, but a quieter engine, and you'd hear the ka-chunka, ka-chunka, ka-chunka. And then it would stop, and it might be there for a week, and then it would leave again. I kind of miss that. But I'm going to get out of here because it is that time of the day when there's more coffee to be had, because I haven't finished the second cup yet. Thank you all for being here, and on behalf of everybody here, welcome to the Moopsyverse. We will see you tonight, because I don't have classes this week because all the instructors gone. So we're going to have a show tonight. So we'll see you in about 11 hours, give or take a bit. Taz, thanks for being here. Graz, thanks for being here. Id, thanks for being here. Chris, thanks for being here. Satalia, Cliff, S. Vaughn, who else was out there? Chosen, thanks to all of you for being here. Have a wonderful day, and as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Oopsie.
Who are you? We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.
Take care, and we'll see you in a couple hours.